Hi everyone, welcome to Draw What I Want, a channel where I learn how to draw and I share my experience with you all. So thank you so much for being a part of this journey. In today's video, I'm going to be continuing a challenge of drawing musical notes. So I'll just show you the picture that I have in mind. So this is the picture that I have in mind. And then this is what it will look like when it's colored. So what happened was, in the previous video, if you haven't watched it, I would highly encourage you to watch it. My idea and my plan was actually challenge myself to draw the whole picture of the musical notes, as random as it might seem. But when I started doing the challenge, I started drawing the musical key, and I found it really, really challenging. So you will notice that on the left side, this was my initial attempt, which went completely wrong. And then on the right side, this is where I kind of tried to attempt to draw it again. And the technique that I applied was correct, but it's just the shape of it is not well, it's not perfect, basically. You know, you can see like how at the top it's a little bit thicker, and then some parts is just uneven, all that kind of stuff. But the point that I'm trying to make is that just drawing the musical key took me a whole video. It basically took me about 40 minutes, I think, half an hour. And I've already shared with you that my kind of energy capacity when I'm drawing is about half an hour, just a little bit over. After that, I'm already starting to feel a little bit deflated, a little bit tired. I'm not really enjoying it, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. So this is why I know it's time for me to stop. So which is why in today's video, I'm going to be continuing with this challenge of the picture, but it's obvious that I'm breaking it down into different parts. So in today's video, I'm going to focus on drawing the actual musical notes. So I've got the one on the top and then the second one at the bottom. Yeah, and then I'm going to be using this part of the page. So maybe I'll draw the first one here and then the second one here, something like that, or the other way around. Yeah, and then I don't know, if I feel like doing another video where I combine all three of them, I might do, but if I start feeling a little bit bored and I'll feel like, oh, I need to jump onto another drawing lesson or another challenge, I'll just do that. And guys, this is the whole point of drawing, the way I see it, and the whole point of the channel being called Draw What I Want is that you basically just go with the flow, you do what you want when you want. So yeah, that's the amazing part of it. Basically, you feel free to express yourself in any way you want, and yeah, you know, I hope that you find my channel and my videos maybe inspiring, motivational if you are learning to draw as well. Yeah, please do let me know what you get out of these videos in the comments. I would really, really love to know. All right, well, without further ado, let's jump into it. So I've got the plain picture here, so we're gonna do this one and then this one. So I feel like starting with this one, you know, the double notes. By the way, guys, can you play music? The reason why I'm familiar with this kind of notes is when I was little, I used to play piano a little bit, and I was quite familiar with notes. But I love music anyway. I love like dance music, dancing, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it just when I saw this picture, as random as it was, it just gave me the feeling of joy. All right, so let's begin. So what shall I do? What shall I do? What shall I do? What shall I do? I think I'm gonna start this one. Can I make it a little bit bigger? because it's sideways as well, it's making it a little bit. Okay, so right, so this is going to be at the top. Okay, and then so if we, and again we can practice, and then if things start going horribly wrong, we'll just use another page. Let's go. Like that. Like that. So that's round like that. And then, so I'm actually gonna put a piece of paper here so that I'm not smudging my other drawing. And then up and like that. Okay, so I think that one's probably a little bit less. It's just a little bit. Fine, I'll just leave it as that. Well, actually, wait. Wait. So yeah, we'll just leave that like that. And then we draw in the second line. So it's like here. By the way, I hope everybody is doing well. It's Monday over here today in the UK and London. This drawing that I did was yesterday on a Sunday, so hope you all, I'm not sure when you're watching this video, but hope you all had a lovely weekend whenever it was by you, and having a really great start to the week. I wasn't planning on doing this video today. My plan was to finish work and then go to the gym, but it started raining quite strongly here, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do the drawing today and then maybe go to the gym tomorrow. Because I'm actually moving places on Saturday, so I've already started packing everything and my appropriate pair of shoes to wear in the rain. It's already tucked away, so I was like, oh, if I'm gonna be wearing trainers, it's just gonna get all wet and then I'm gonna get ill and all that kind of stuff. I don't know who is interested in this, but I'm just kind of talking out loud. And guys, do let me know in the comments, where are you from, where are you based, why are you joining the video, why are you watching the video, what drew you to it. I'd really be interested to know, because as I say, I would really love to maybe build a community of beginner artists through my channel, where everybody who is learning to draw or just comes in to get inspired or just to have a laugh at the mistakes that we make. You know, a free space kind of to share tips, advice in the comments, experiences, just what we're going through when we're learning to draw, the ups and downs, and yeah, just kind of progress together. I think it would be really cool. All right, so that's that. So this one wasn't too bad. Look, this one wasn't too bad. It's pretty straightforward. I do want to color it in straight away. Let's go. So maybe I will do it a proper picture next time. I don't know, like a full picture of it. So maybe these ones, when I split it in two parts, it's more like practicing just to see where my skills are at. So I'm just gonna take this one. So yeah, it's interesting. You know, when I was looking at this picture, I chose it, one, because it gave me joy, but then the second reason is because I thought, oh, it looks pretty straightforward, nothing complicated in there. Well, maybe these two on the right, but on the left one, the musical key. It's definitely not as easy as it looks, but it's all good practice. And then obviously the third reason is because it all looks furry. So it's got this kind of texture here. And in one of the previous lessons where I was learning to draw using Mark Kissler's book, he did actually explain different ways of creating texture to the drawing. So like the spiky texture, the furry texture, or like the cotton look texture. So I was like, oh, this will be good to try out to test what I've learned. So I don't know if I'm gonna get to that point where I'm actually doing the texture on this particular drawing, because at the moment I'm just finding it quite challenging. So I feel like my whole energy is going into just drawing the musical keys. But it's good to see that there are some pictures that actually use this kind of, texture. I think whenever you're learning something by the book, it's always kind of good to know that you will end up putting your knowledge into practice. Otherwise, it's kind of like, well, why am I doing it? So, yeah, I think putting the knowledge into practice is always the most exciting part, I think. Alright, that's that, and then I'm just gonna have the pink one. Just get this one. So like, it's not the best one. As you can see, the lines aren't very straight. It's not, perfection or anything like that, but it's fine. I think at the beginning, I'm just practicing this challenge. And then, as I say, maybe next one, I'll do it properly. But I don't know. I think the musical key really, really was quite intense. Oh, excuse me. By the way, guys, if you are learning to draw, please feel free to follow along, or rewatch the video if you want to draw the same object as I have chosen for myself, just to kind of see where your drawing skills are at. How did you find drawing it, for example? Do you find it really, really easy, or you're struggling the same as me? Yeah. Okay, so that's that. So this is what we've drawn, and this is what we've got. Yeah, you see it's a little bit not as round at the bottom. And now we're just doing the second one, so we're just doing this one. Okay, so let's go. So it's going to be, so I just want to do the sides of it. So it's going to be like that. So it needs to be, it goes a little bit down. So for example, like that. That wasn't so bad. And then we'll go down there. So this is familiar. We've done this once before when we were doing the foreshortened squares. And then okay, so I just don't wanna I wanna make sure that we've got enough room. So, and then we'll go like that. And then I want to do this one. So we'll just go in. You know that the biggest challenge is drawing them so that they're the same level, parallel. So we've got that. Yeah, that's fine. So I think it's probably quite wide. It ended up being quite wide, but it's okay. We're learning. So if I'm just gonna I think it's more like this. Kind of like, I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it because I think it needs to be like that. Maybe like that. They look like shoes, don't they? It's like somebody's feet. Fine, leave it like that. Right, that's that. What are we doing next? I think it's the double lines that they're just confusing me. Right, so we've got this one's adjoining. Do you think? Fine, leave it like that. So that's the outer shell. The outer edges, so the outer lines. Now we need to do the inner lines. Okay. So we just, it should be easier. So let's go like that. Perfect. Yeah, nice. I think the more you do it, the more you get the hang of it. And that's the thing, you train in your eyes and your hands. It's the different perception. This is what I was talking about here. Like if you've never done it before, your eyes, they just get confused. Your brain start getting confused because there's just too many lines going on, so much going on. The more you do it, the more memory your brain gets. The eyes get used to it, the hand gets used to it, and then it becomes second nature. Simples. Okay. Right, so now let's just color it in now. This one's going to be blue. Dark blue. Let's get this one. Okay, and then we'll put it together. I think you know, when things are starting to are working out, and you kind of like are solving a puzzle, then obviously you get a bit of that dopamine, you get a bit of that happiness reward, and you're like, yeah, I want to do more of it. I'll do the whole picture. But if you're finding something really difficult and you're not finding the solution to it, then it just becomes exhausting, and then you just want to have a break from it. You don't want to pick it up and do it again for a while. So yeah, that's just how it goes. It's the same. Has anybody, guys, has anybody of you ever jumped with a parachute? I've never done it, and I think it is something that I would definitely want to do at least once in my life, whether it's like for charity or just for myself. But you know, with the jumping with a parachute, quite common. It's like, you know, you see people are so scared to do it right at the beginning. But then the minute they've done it and they are jumping and then they're back on their feet and they're alive, you know, safe, nothing's happened, not injured, they're like so happy and they're like, I want to do it again. I want to go back and do it again. So this is what I'm comparing it to. All right, that's that. By the way, guys, if this is not the first video that you've watched from my channel, you might notice that the order that I make my videos, there is a pattern that I've created. So I do like a learning lesson video, but I learn to draw something new. Then I do a second video that's basically a practice drawing session of the thing that I've learned to draw. And then the third video, I basically challenge myself to draw something, right? If you're not new to my channel, please could you let me know in the comments your feedback. What are your favorite videos? Is it where I learn to draw something new, where I practice, or where I challenge myself? I would just be interested to know. And also, if you have a preference, you know, for me to maybe create new videos, new challenges, drop it in the comments as well. Because I think it's good to spice it up a little bit and to add new stuff. Bear with. 1 second. Sorry, my iPad switched off, so I just needed to switch it back on. But yeah, just drop your suggestions, maybe if there is anything in particular you'd want me to draw, or maybe some lessons to add. Because as I say, it would be good to create a bit of variety. Right, and then we've got this light one. But these challenges, right? These challenges, I don't know, but like whenever I find a picture to draw, they're just taking a lot longer to draw now. I don't know why. Like there was a couple at first at the beginning where I would do it in a whole video, or maybe I'll split it in two. But now I feel I end up splitting them into 3 parts. But that's just how it goes. And you know, that's another thing. Like I feel that recording my drawing videos and sharing them with you as a beginner artist, I'm showing to you the behind the scenes, right? By watching my videos, you see what it actually takes to draw something from the perspective of a beginner artist, from the beginning to end, right? The struggles, the victories, and anything in between, and just me talking gibberish. But that's how long it takes, you know. There is no way of speeding it up. And you know, I'm learning to maybe developing patience when it comes to drawing something, not rushing it, learning about my, you know, energetic capacity, what I can do in one go, and when I have to split into different parts. being kind to myself, not being overly critical about how something turns up. So I really, really hope that, you know, by watching my videos, I don't know, it will either inspire you, it will motivate you, maybe it will just make you think that, yes, it's okay to feel impatient, for example, with my drawing. It's okay to make mistakes. Anything. I don't know, I just really, really hope that you will find my videos helpful and useful in any way whatsoever. All right, well, that's that basically. So we've done this once. So look, so this one, like the whole technique is there, but they're just a little bit too wide, right? And then we've got this one. So again, the technique is correct there, but it's just a little bit too low there. So when I draw it, and then look, and then when we can't really see it all together. But so we've kind of basically split this picture into 3 parts. So we've done the key, then we've done another music note, and then we've done the double note. We haven't done the stars yet. Maybe because it's 26 minutes. Shall we do the stars? Because they're fun to do, and we're okay for time. And then, as I say, like if I do feel like doing it, you know, after having some rest, whatever, after having taken some break from this picture, if I feel like doing it, I will draw the whole picture, combining the 3 musical notes basically together. I don't know. We'll see. But let's just use some time to draw some stars, because they do look a little bit fun, and we want to fill up a little bit of space here. Right, so we'll take yellow, and then we'll take green. Right, so I'm just gonna put this here. This is a nice yellow color, actually. It's quite strong. You know, sometimes when you use colored pencils, you press it on the paper and it doesn't really leave a strong color. So this one is lovely. Well, actually, wait. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that. Lovely star. So we've got the orange there in the middle. This is a nice orange as well. You know, that's why I really like doing coloring in, because sometimes drawing a challenging picture is obviously challenging. It can be a little bit stressful, a little bit, you know, like pressure. You're putting a little bit of pressure on yourself. So when it comes to coloring in, it's just very, very, very relaxing. There is no thinking involved, no decision making, maybe just deciding which colors to use. So it's very, very meditative. It's very relaxing. Okay, so and then we'll do this green one. for a yellow one. Okay, very nice. So see how calming and relaxing it is. All of a sudden I just stopped talking. So yeah, it's very nice. And the sun is out. I think it stopped raining even. Makes me think, should I go to the gym? You know, when the weather is like, it's just showers. 1 minute it's raining, the next minute the sun is out. So you can't make decisions. Or whatever decision you make, it's like, it's not the right one. Right. Yeah, this is really nice. This is adding a little bit of just niceness to the picture. Joy. Easy. And this is, yeah, I think this is what I wanted from this picture originally. You know, just easy, no stress, no pressure, just simple drawing, lovely different colors, happiness. And then it was not how I expected it to be. But it is a challenge at the end of the day. That's what I've signed up for. What other colors do I have? I'll just focus on these colors. Maybe a little blue. Yeah, and we're coming up to the time, so it's perfect right there. So I don't know, like when you're looking at this picture, does it just look like a child drew it? or just a beginner artist? Right. That's that. And then last one, let's do orange one here. Okay, so we'll just color this in and then we'll leave it at that. Okay, doc. Well, that's it. I mean, to be fair, that's pretty much it, you know? So let me, can I do it like this? I just want to make sure that it all, so we've got this, and I've got this. How can I make sure that you can see it all? Anyway, well, that's it, right? So this is me, this is my picture, my attempt, my challenge mat, a drawing musical notes, musical key. So you can see this one on the right side, it was definitely a lot more straightforward. I think I enjoyed it a lot more, just doing a bit of stars, coloring in. Guys, again, if you did follow along, please do let me know in the comments, how did you find it? Did you find it easy, challenging, fun? But yeah, so it's probably unlikely that I'm going to be drawing the other one full picture, because I feel like I've done what I wanted to do. Maybe in future I'll do it again. I feel like drawing the musical key, it was really, really challenging. I feel like I'm a little bit traumatized by doing it again, to be honest. I just want to move on to the next thing. I've really enjoyed this one. So, yeah, so... And you know, one of the most challenging parts as well is if you're drawing it on this picture, for example, excuse me, kind of like measuring it, making sure that it fits, the three objects fit perfectly in this line. I think what makes it a lot challenging is that it is double lines. So I'm not gonna put myself through it again just yet. I've tried it, I've experienced it. I found it challenging, I found it fun. I love the colors. I love the fact that I did end up drawing it correctly, even though it's not perfect. But I feel I've succeeded. I've achieved what I wanted. Well, I wouldn't say I've achieved what I wanted to achieve from it, because that's not what I wanted to achieve. I wanted to achieve it as a whole picture on one page. But you know, I'm happy with what I've done. I've succeeded with this one and then this one. So I'm just gonna leave it behind me for now. But guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me again for another challenge. It's always a pleasure to have you on board, following my journey, following my mistakes, my progress, and I just look forward to hearing about your progress as well, when you know, on your learning drawing journey as well. And again, once again, thank you so much for joining me, and have a great rest of the day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.